I just don't feel like changing. Normally I like to change it up, so maybe I'm a little unclockable. But today I don't care, so I'm sorry if it bothers you if I'm wearing the same thing. I don't know. Okay. And so today I thought I would read some short, scary stories, have a little bit of unintelligible, inaudible. There's been debates in my comments about what it's called. I don't care. It's the same trigger to me. So I'm gonna do a little bit of semi-inaudible, semi-intelligible whispering along with this. I'm gonna leave the links down below because I just found these all on Google. So the first one is called The Peace and Plenty Inn. It's like a couple paragraphs, like a short story. So let's just get started. The Peace and Plenty Inn was once a tavern and stagecoach shop before the Revolutionary War. Later it was converted to a private residence. The sprawling red clapboard home has welcomed many families in its almost 400 years, yet some people have felt very unwelcome indeed. One night, just before Halloween, Anne came to the odd inn to babysit for the Armstrong family. The three little girls had done their homework and were already in their pajamas and ready for bed. The Armstrongs left for their dinner engagements around 9 o'clock with all three girls tucked safely into bed. Anne settled in front of the television to watch a movie. About 15 minutes later, Anne suddenly felt chilled to the bone. She set her coal on the end table and checked the thermostat. The room temperature was set to 70 degrees, and she could hear the oil burner chugging along in the basement. That's strange, she thought. It's freezing in here. She found an Afghan on the back of the couch and settled back to watch television. A few minutes later, she heard heavy footsteps on the stairs, leading from the kitchen to the second floor. Katie, Elizabeth, Laurel, she called out the three girls' names. The footsteps seemed to be coming closer. Are you girls playing a trick on me? Abruptly, the light at the end of the table flared, and went out. Anne checked the kitchen and the hallway. It was even colder back there than in the living room. Nobody was there. She shook her head and went upstairs. All three girls were sound asleep. She turned to the living room. That's funny, she said as she looked at the television. I thought I left it on channel 2. It's on channel 4 now. These were the days before remote control, so she walked over to the television and put it back on channel 2. She sat back in the chair. Suddenly the knob began to turn on its own, switching to channel 4, 7, and then static. A voice whispered through the TV, "Get out." With a shriek, Anne pulled the plug from the television. Miss Armstrong found her upstairs, curled in her afghan, asleep at the foot of the children's bed. "Anne, are you all right?" "Take me home," Anne cried. "This place is haunted." And that's it. That's the end of that story. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Short and sweet to the point. Up next, we have a little ditty called The Face on the Tree. The Face on the Tree. Gloria and her friends Sarah and Megan enjoyed riding their horses through the woods next to the riding stable. Many of the old-timers at the stable warned them not to pass black woods at night on horseback. The haunted woods often spooked the horses as well as the riders. One particularly beautiful night close to Halloween, the girls rode out further than they intended. The crisp leaves crunched under the horses' hooves, and the girls spent more time than usual exploring an unused trail. The sunset faded, and the girls suddenly realized that they would have to pass black woods in pitch darkness. The horses knew the path and picked their way carefully through the woodland trail as they came to the fork in the road. The fork in the trail that led past black woods toward the stables or right towards the road. All three horses backed and refused to turn left. Gloria said, "Let's dismount and walk them the last little bit. We're almost home." "You go," Sarah said. She shivered. "I want to ride towards the road and walk on the road back to the stable." Gloria persisted. "We're going to get in trouble if we walk the horses on the road at night. It's too dangerous. Besides, we're almost back. We just have to go through black woods." Sarah and Meg had already turned the horses and headed towards the road. "Fine," Gloria fumed. "I'll go straight." She urged her horse forward as they rounded the last turn into black woods. An eerie glow suddenly lit the path in front of her. Gloria urged her trembling horse forward as she turned the last corner through black woods towards the riding stable. The glow became stronger and centered on a huge lightning-struck oak tree. On the trunk of the tree, a woman's face appeared. She glowed with white light as her lips moved. "Tell them," she whispered. "Tell them I'm innocent." Gloria kicked her horse, but the horse needed no urging. He flew through the woods and stopped at the stable door, trembling Tommy, why do people say we shouldn't go into black woods at night? Because of the hanging tree, Tommy said. The big oak. It was a statement from Gloria, not a question. The very one, said Tommy. The apparition's words echoed in Gloria's mind. Tell them I'm innocent. She shivered. She never rode anywhere near Blackwoods or the hanging tree, ever again. Okay, I'm really confused because it doesn't say who the authors are of these, but like obviously I'm going to link it below, so I'm not trying to steal anything. I don't know what it is, and they're all like short enough that it's not like boring or anything. Okay, so up next we have one called Riding Home from the Party. 15-year-old Jacob went into the garage to retrieve his bike to ride to a Halloween party, but discovered the front tire was flat. Running late, he hopped on his sister's bicycle and headed towards his friend's house. He turned down the lonely side street skirting the woods that he and his friends used to shortcut through town. He shrugged off the creepy feeling someone was watching him as he neared the darkest part of the street and sped through as fast as he could. He arrived at the party and stayed until 10 p.m. On the way home, he considered not using the shortcut. The shortcut, that was really loud, I'm so sorry. And considered not using the shortcut. I lost my place. Considered not using the shortcut, but he needed to study for a math test and wanted to get home as fast as possible. He started down the narrow lane when he noticed someone was in the middle of the street. It must be some kind of kid from the party taking the shortcut home. Jacob slowed down as he drew closer. The figure turned around. An ugly, twisted, gnarling face glowered at him. Jacob slammed on the brakes, intent on turning around. With a heavy chain rattled through the air. He turned just as the chain slammed into his head, wrapping around his neck. Got you! The wicked voice boomed as Jacob felt himself falling to the ground. The macabre, being stood over him with blood dripping from its lips. Thought you'd never come back this way, boy. Glad you decided to take the shortcut home. Jacob's sister's bicycle was found in the middle of the side street. Drag marks were determined made by the killer dragging Jacob's body up the road. The police discovered Jacob's body drained of all blood only a few feet from the street. His killer was dubbed the Halloween vampire. To this day, no one travels down the side street, especially at night. That really took a turn, honestly. Okay. Up next, we have Moss Man and the Bully. Moss Man and the Bully. One Halloween, a group of teenage boys decided to play a prank on the school bully. They invited him to a secret initiation into the Society of the Forest. The most popular high schools would be in attendance. They chose a spot where the ground was completely covered in moss. One of the boys dressed in a camouflage ghillie suit and hid in the thicket, while the others dressed in black robes with hoods gathered around a makeshift altar underneath the tree canopy. The bully arrived and the ceremony began with unintelligible chants. The bully looked about and decided he'd been punked. He shouted threats at the hoaxers. Just then the boy in hiding sprung up from the moss-covered ground and grabbed the bully, dragging him deep underground. The other boys assumed their friend had discovered a cave or an underground opening, laughing and cheering on as the bully cried out in horror and terror. Their laughter broke off when the boy dressed in the ghillie suit came walking out of the forest. Confused, the boys turned into the direction where the moss man had dragged the bully away. The boys screamed and stumbled over each other to run out of the woods. The bully was never seen again, and the Halloween story of the Moss Man was born. That's scary and also terrible. Okay, up next we have one called The Balloon Boy. Balloon Boy. 3 middle schoolers decided to roll the town's witch's house. Rumored to be a witch, the woman lived on the outskirts of the small town, and no one ever saw her. Her yard was overgrown, and the house was in a state of despair. They waited until it was late at night and sneaked out of their house and met at the edge of town, where they walked to the witch's house. It was dark and cold. No light or warmth could be seen postman.